All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Northern Arena Hearthstone Tournament. We're onwards to the third match of the quarterfinals right now. We've got, for you, Fibonacci versus HC015, which we haven't seen play, but from the results so far in the event,
He's doing good.
we must assume he's probably good. And the info we've been able to glean is that he's a legend player at the very least.
Yep.
So I anticipate a solid lineup and hopefully some very tight Hearthstone play.
And honestly, anyone going up against Fibonacci in this tournament, I think is favored. Because I don't think Handlock's a very good deck at all.
But he actually found a way to reverse sweep in the last series. So I'm hoping for him that the Handlock pulls through again at the end there. But yeah, there were a few, a lot of spots actually with that deck where you just end up life tapping for 4 turns, but if any damage comes in and you're not able to just stabilize.
Yeah, that deck's really not good at getting punched in the face.
It's just... You know, when you're playing Reno Lock, sometimes the opponent is just afraid of Reno. They should not, but sometimes it's just a save.
In Reno Lock, when you get punched in the face, like over and over again, you have the heal back to 30, the emergency button.
Right.
In Handlock, it's just like,
I can Dirax this.
I'm back to 15.
All right.
Over 9 mana.
So the Druid from HC015 is going to be coming out, the Arcane Giant list, as we've seen today. I think it's like the standard list at the moment. The few differences being sometimes Valid Teacher, sometimes not. Most of the time,
Sometimes Malagos,
yes.
sometimes no Malagos.
Right. I think Malagos is also one of those cards that goes in and out of those lists. But the Hunter seems like...
Keeping Wrath against Hunter is reasonable.
I actually like this hand. If he can pick up just a 4-drop, on HC015 side that is, then suddenly this hand is looking really tough to push off.
Or the second Innervate.
I've heard things. I've seen
Second Innervate was pretty good here.
Yeah. Do you ever just cycle that Wrath? Like with Innervate, you might find plays
I think you want to turn 3 Emperor, but...
Yeah. Do you get to?
You take a lot of damage.
I think if you turn 3 Emperor, the issue is you run into a kill command play too often.
So what ends up happening is your opponent plays Huge Toad next turn, or 3-2, whatever 2-drop
Kindly Grandmother,
and
Huge Toad.
This cheat one's actually going to probably hit you in the face 4 times if you don't coin Hero Barret.
Yeah, it's a leper gnome.
Yeah.
It's essentially a leper gnome.
If you just remove it, you waste a coin. Feels bad.
But
you don't take 8.
I like that play a lot. It's even better than cycling Wrath, because his hand quality is still okay.
Yep.
And the Wrath can definitely get rid of, let's say a Huffer comes out. Like, worst case scenario, Huffer hits on Animal Companion.
Let's not talk about Huffer, man. That guy's not nice.
There is a Malagos in the list.
Yeah, that's really not a good draw.
Not until Emperor hits. Oof.
Curving out.
Not Huffer. He wanted Huffer.
No, he wanted Misha there. Misha's real good here.
No, I mean Fibonacci wanted Huffer.
Yeah, Huffer was actually the best result.
For the Druid player.
And,
I mean, HC015, that is.
This might be an Inspired Druid turn. Never feels good to play Inspired Druid.
Yeah, why? If that Malagos were a lowly Squire, it set up a really good swipe.
You'd get a 2-2 indeed.
It's a really good swipe. Yeah, I think HC015 is just...
God, Innervate swipe just feels the worst.
Yeah. I mean, you do get another swipe with a Wrath, but then your turn... Like, you basically make your turn 5 all about removal.
The light protects
me.
I think that's 2 kill commands in his hand. Fibonacci's just like...
I'm in.
I like hitting you with this Misha a lot right now.
I think that's the story of his Hunter Day, though.
I wonder if Emperor's hitting the field or Swipe is.
So the problem with Emperor is just that if there's anything like Direwolf Alpha Quick Shot or just a kill command, Emperor always sucks, but the double swipe Wrath is so sick.
If Emperor hits the field, Fibonacci's not going to kill it.
Yeah, he's ignoring this
There's
guy.
absolutely no way he ever kills it.
I think there's a world in which he just kill commands and like punches for 5 in the face, but the problem is if any taunts come in the way, which usually you don't anticipate.
If you kill command something, it's not the Emperor. It's going to go right upstairs.
So let's assume you draw Kindly Grandmother or Huge Toad. I think you might kill command the Emperor. You draw another minion, you might.
I would not.
You draw High Mane.
Maybe High Mane might be the only one.
Houndmaster. Isn't there like a
Houndmaster in face?
No. If you pick up Houndmaster, like, do you ever just kill command the 5/5 and hero power to get a Houndmaster, or do you just get double swipes too frequently? We'll see what ends up happening. So this
You
is the
never get-
theory
you
of.
never get double swipes.
So-
There won't be mana for double
Yeah, no,
swipe.
of course. But what I'm thinking is,
All
like,
right, so
do you really need?
all right, that's an interesting draw.
But I think it plays into the same question as we had earlier, which is you can get minions on board on a refill, even
Yeah.
by quote-unquote wasting the damage. Because right now, with the amount of times where...
I would play Barnes and kill this.
Sure, if you play Barnes now, you're ignoring this Emperor every day. Okay, you're 100% ignoring this
Wow,
Emperor.
that's
Let's
good.
push. But that double swipe
It's
over
a
2
mana off?
turns... No, he can't play it yet. He's got the Wrath swipe, which is really good still. I mean, that cleans up most of the stuff
Yeah.
on board.
There's
And-
just going to be 1 damage left.
And that 1 damage is not a beast.
Yeah, which is you can actually go ahead and kill that too. Feels like it.
Oh, I mean, that's just basically the entire board gone, but you might keep this for a Malagos play, or do you want to power up the Giant?
Man, if you make some 1/1s, Fibonacci is just going to be smile and be happy.
I don't think you make 1/1s here. The only thing that beats you would be Unleash, right?
Yeah.
Like, you've just cleaned up the board. Killing this 1/1 is okay to, protect from Direwolf Alpha.
Yeah.
Abusive, and this Emperor it's money.
Yeah.
This Emperor right now is pure money.
I like what Fibonacci did. He ignored the Emperor, tried to win the game, and he's going to lose the game because of it. 100% correct.
Time waits for no one.
No way you ever kill that Emperor. And
I mean, with the slow hand that the Druid had, you either assume that he's got a bunch of clunky unplayables,
yeah.
a lot of dead ramp, like nourishes, like double nourish, unplayable.
So that's an interesting card. I don't know what to think about this.
I mean, you can technically just Direwolf Hound push and
Yeah.
kill, but yeah.
You could wait a turn. Maybe you get a bit more damage. Does
I
that mean you just ship a kill command at his face, though?
What about a Hound kill command?
Mm,
The extra here,
nah.
because I'm thinking if you're passing your
It's just
turn,
hero
I think
power.
you just hero power pass, because the wolf.
I
guess you could kill command 1 to the face or wolf to trade. It's one or the other. Now I'm not so sure I liked the ignore the Emperor if you're gonna be doing this suddenly, but it's a hard turn.
This
Fibo.
this is interesting. What if you ram so you can Malagos swipe next turn?
So you nourish, you wild growth, you can play the Giant right away.
Yeah.
And then
You curve into Malagos swipe.
if you pick up Innervate, you can even do something else and then Giant.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways that this nourish just becomes good.
You could, if you draw 3, you definitely can't Giant, right?
Yeah, sure.
How important it is having Malagos swipe, though?
I think it's just you beat him down at some point instead of losing. It just comes down to whether or not you even value it. I think the
So
armor
he's-
gain is okay.
So he's gonna make like the in-between play, where
I mean, Fibo now has the perfect reason to just ignore everything
there's no way,
and you ship
no
it.
way you kill the Giant.
Now we're done with the killing stuff. We're
Oh.
just
Hero power for sure. So we got 7 plus 7 plus 2, so we have 16. He's really close.
I think he's just committed to weaving in hero powers until he
yeah.
finally gets the job done.
This is the Face Hunter way.
Yep. And now suddenly the Emperor kill last turn.
Malagos go.
Oh man,
Loses
that
HC015 the game.
I'd play idle here. Am I wrong?
I
I'd play
feel
idle to fetch some kind
He's
of.
going for Feral Rage off of his deck. Well,
I mean, there's a win next turn if he
that's
gets
a
there.
lot of damage.
But I mean, you don't have any healing.
You take
Mark of Nature
Lurkers.
can't be used. If he had Mark of Nature, suddenly he protects against the board.
That is a lot of damage he's got in his hand.
Yeah, I mean, he kills next turn, right? He's got 10.
I guess he's going to
and
Doge.
16. He doesn't have a choice. He's got lethal next turn on Malagos.
Is that one off? That is 1 damage off label.
So never kill Emperor here, right?
And oh no!
If he only went face with that 1 Hound on the Emperor turn.
The Emperor would have won like 10. He might have just been dead here.
I don't think so, because there was only Giant and the Emperor. He would be at least like maybe at
It's a very different game.
yeah. I mean, you might just get domed by Malagos. like earlier in die. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you ignored that Emperor, the Malagos would be 6 mana. That swipe would be 1 mana.
That's usually a recipe for disaster, but HC015 will be able to pick it up with Druid in one of the most unlikely lethals I've seen. This is such a weird way to win after like having such a rough beginning. Like the start was so hard.
This is actually just what the deck is designed to do. You get 2 Emperor decks.
Yeah, if you get to Emperor Tix, of course, but what are the odds of it occurring so...
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm just happy to see that.
That was a good game of Hearthstone. I think both players played really well.
2 damage off of lethal. That 1 hound. We don't know.
1 damage off.
Sure, but it's just that 1 little hound that that almost could.
If HC had a minion instead of Nourish, he died. That's insane.
I think there's a world in which, well, I mean, if he actually idled first, and Mark of Nature, he was fine.
Yes.
So, like, there were a few ways in which I think he lived through the Riven Idol. One of the big things really was, if Fibonacci committed kill command on that early turn against Emperor, I think his, like, when he ended up removing it, it felt very mana inefficient, right? Like, there was a few lines of play that ended up being, oh, I'm always 1 hero power off of getting that extra damage in.
So he kill commands the Emperor hero powers the turn after he plays Barnes and he hero powers.
In hero powers, and then he always gets that one extra damage.
What ends up happening is he would have gotten 1 extra hero power in.
1 less damage.
But what ends up happening is the Misha Squire board, that just gets swiped. And then you play Barnes, and that gets swiped.
Yeah, if there's 2 swipes, you obviously just get pushed out.
I don't think there was actually a way to win there for Fib.
Yeah, let's just put it that way. Swipe's a good card.
Very aggressive from Fib, keeping the Fiery Bat and mulligan the Squire.
I think what happens very often is just the ping from the opponent's little minions.
Yep.
Also just sometimes pings off your shield, so you end up playing a 1/1.
Squire also doesn't kill 3, too.
Yeah, it comes out of the
Squire's
huge toad.
a lot better against this Hibia Sergeant, though.
It's the only opener against which it's better, I think. Probably. It's got to be like the only opener against which you're just excited to play Squire. Ooh.
This is so weird.
Oh, God. Oh, no, not like this.
You, like, quick shot that?
I mean, if you win it, you're so good. But then again, it could just be like Animal Companion, Misha, and suddenly...
God, you feel really stupid on the quick shot. You feel really, really stupid.
Yeah, I think you just trade safely, and you just...
I don't like coining.
I don't like coining Companion.
I don't like coining.
Wait. I love coining Companion if the opponent's Companion is not Huffer.
That's a good point.
That's the only way.
That's a very good point.
You're okay, because Kill Command weaves in perfectly against the opponent's 3 drops.
And then you curve your 4.
Into...
Then you need to figure out turn 5,
yeah.
but you have a couple cards to do that.
So you have like
actually,
2 draws.
I agree. I would probably say if your opponent has Companion like you do, then this is the best way 66%.
I mean, if yours is a Huffer, you're okay. So that's fine. And if his is Huffer and yours is Huffer, it's okay.
Misha's usually the best one in this spot.
Yeah. It's the best if Huffer is not the outcome. And it's going to be a back-to-back Misha, and that gives exactly HC015 what he wants.
Yeah.
Leok or Misha here, we're good for him. And now suddenly Fibonacci is looking a little bit dire.
Yeah, this is ugly.
And the quick shot's going to take quick care of this guy.
Your vanilla 4/3 is not that good, man.
Is there a world in which you just develop more stuff on the board? It's hard to say. What about Wolf Face? I mean, you're still forcing awkward trades.
What?
Oh, you get punished by
Okay,
Unleash.
so
Quick shot Unleash kind of punishes.
For curve, this is very good. But it's just like, you know your opponent is not very good at killing Misha if he's going for the Houndmaster challenge. So protecting Misha, therefore, has a lot of merit. You can quick shot the 3/3, then unleash the Hounds, and you're ahead.
What about you? Yeah. Like, that's the only punish that existed. I was going to say, like, is there a world in which you just unleash before popping the Wolf? You quick shot Misha and keep your 4/3 and your 1/1 and retaliate to face, and
you ignore his 3/3.
I mean, you do end up giving him more 1/1s, Houndmaster value, yada yada. But the issue is like, you have High Main as follow up.
You have
It's
the
just
high
bad
mana.
against Houndmaster.
You have high main Caldwell. You're the control,
Yeah.
and you're ahead on mana.
I think it's a hard call.
You're definitely control in this situation. I don't like that fire bet at all.
You could just get the extra hero power.
Yeah, I think hero power is just better there.
And it was a very important thing because he's playing the aggressor here. HC015 has put himself in the seat of the guy who's been trying to get damage in.
I guess you play the high main here, and you should play the high main before you bump, I think. I don't think you care if the high main takes the damage.
It's only bad in the case of a Houndmaster where you end up trading it away into the Leok.
I don't know if you care about that.
But again, it doesn't matter much. It's just not.
I think you're happy with that result.
Yep. Because you put out more minions on board for the inevitable call of the wild. Lots of little marginal plays. I really like the Hunter Mirror when it's not a complete blowout. So I'm honestly enjoying this. Now, you have to be scared right now if you're Fibonacci.
Well, Misha has to die. Or Leok has to die, I think.
Yeah, I think just developing more stuff on board before Call of the Wild is going to be the ticket to victory. You're going to go down to about maybe 8 health if all the damage is pushed.
You're going to take 8 at least next turn.
Yep.
And that's going to leave you at 11.
You expect to be at about 8 health from just a bow hit or a quick shot on the back of that.
Yep. And then you have the Call of the Wild to barely stabilize.
And if you do stabilize, you have to dodge their Call of the Wild.
What if you're 1-1 quick shot in hero power? Do you set up lethal? 9, 11.
With Call
Then,
of
so
the
you put him to 13, and then you do set up.
You do
lethal.
set up a lethal that way, but you're also leaving yourself vulnerable to just absolute jank. You've seen a kill command. It's unlikely he's got more crazy bursts coming out.
Wow.
Does this
set up lethal?
It does if you do get the Call of the Wild with a bunch of tokens, but otherwise, as of right now, it's not quite enough.
13,
I think it's exactly
18.
it.
Yeah, it sets up exactly.
Yeah.
If no trades happen.
And actually, if trades happen, it's fine. I mean, there's no trade that doesn't leave you with lethal, I think.
So the high main.
You lose 2 damage.
You lose 1 damage if the high main dies, and you gain a damage if the other guys die.
The other guys die, yeah. So he has to kill high main if he wants to.
He has to kill high main to stay alive.
I think that's still okay.
You could kill a bunch of it with like value down some of the hyenas. That feels really bad though.
You could do it, yeah. It's not wrong.
You can horsey into one of them.
That's a tough turn for HC015 because he knows that his opponent is just trying to force.
Fibonacci really forced his hand here.
Yeah. And he's the one with the mana disadvantage, so Call of the Wild comes out against him earlier than against his opponent. Is he going to just go face? He makes the trade on the high main and value down the hyenas, just like you mentioned. And now he's the one setting up the counter lethal. Yep. And now Fibonacci's going to have to figure this out.
Now Fibonacci has to trade.
Right, find the right trades. Kill the Leok.
That trade seems very good.
Now, the good thing is if you kill the 3-2 Toad and it doesn't hit Misha, then suddenly Huffer just forces awkward trade on your opponent. So you might kill the Toad.
I think you just kill value trade a 2-2.
So let's assume Call of the Wild comes out. You're giving your opponent...
The Misha becomes a bit more powerful if you do kill the Toad. Because that Toad is going up to 4 power with the Leok on board.
But there's still no kill coming up, so I guess it's fine to value trade.
Having 2-1-1s, you do keep your board. Would you rather have 2-1-1s or a 3-1, right? That's very close.
I mean, in this case, it would probably be like a 4-1. I mean, with the follow-up I have in hand, I think... Or a 2-1-1,
It's like the same amount of power either way.
I think I like the value trading the high main.
Sit with the face.
Does he get punished ever? I mean, there's only 9 coming in if the Toad... he does take the trade on the Toad. I don't mind it. That's old. I mean, again, Misha, if it got hit, was probably worse. So
this Call of the Wild is going to do work now.
Yeah, with one of the minions out of the way.
So the Huffer goes into the Misha. That's for sure. How about the rest?
I mean, you kill Huffer,
I
kill
don't
the
think you definitely can't. Don't blast here, right?
Well, let's think. If Unleash the Hounds is there, no. But, I mean, you've seen an Unleash earlier.
Well, look how bad the... So, if you go all phase, Fibonacci is technically 4 damage off lethal. No, 2 damage.
2 damage off as of right now.
With the hero bar.
And now suddenly it's even harder for him to land it. And you've got both players have a quick shot in hand, so they both feel all right. I'm pretty close to lethal.
This is like still the mirror.
Yeah.
From start to finish, this game has been the mirror.
Oh,
oh no.
It's not game yet though, because there's not enough mana to weave in the quick shot. If that quick shot could come out, the game would be probably just straight up over because it's decided. But
That's
because
really
of
good.
this.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, let's talk about this.
Let's talk about this 3-1 going face here, Fibonacci. Do you really lose the game if you don't? I think you just trade.
How bad is the Unleashed the Hounds, right?
Well, I mean, how bad is the other Call the Wild with a 3-2 on board?
Yeah.
That's also pretty rough, so what's going on here? It looks like
well,
Infested Wolf, you could cycle.
Well, I'm learning something today, and that's the Hunter player of 2 Call of the Wilds
wins
beats
the game.
The player with 1 Call of the Wild.
And the high mid of the last second, not what he wants to see here. He was looking for something else. So the game
11
is
damage.
over. He could also Huffer Tilt. Oh, come on. You gotta try to Huffer Tilt.
I would have rolled the hover. Or the 3rd Leok.
Or 3rd Leog, that does it too. HC015 here.
That was a cool game, ours.
The early stage of the game belonged to HC015. The Misha came out. He got a good kill command.
Yep. The early game was very, very good.
Yeah.
But in that process, he used the coin, and Fibonacci ended up with the first high main. And Fibonacci's high main got to go face for 6. And that was a big deal in deciding the game.
If high main goes face, then the Hunter Mirror, very often whoever hit with it usually has incentive to just keep pushing.
Yep.
Even with, boring 2 damage here and there, you eventually seal the deal.
Yep. And then that initiative, that high main initiative, was what decided the game for Fibonacci there.
Well, HC015 is going to have to win with this Hunter at some point. So Druid for Fibonacci is going to be coming out here.
Yep.
And it's going to be another Hunter versus another Druid.
I must protect the wild.
Very similar list, probably nearly identical. I'm not sure.
It's playing the Violet Teacher, and I think we did see Malagos from him as well.
Well, we didn't see the Violet Teachers in HC015's list earlier, though.
No. Well, nice curve for the Hunter, and nice curve from Fibonacci. We have 2 pretty good hands going up against each other.
This is as good as it's going to get to fight off against this Argent Squire for Fibonacci, and that's a card that Fibonacci's happy to see.
Yeah, well, it's not great
yet,
but it's you're happy to have it for sure.
I mean, it could have been Malagos, in which case it's
You're
just an
definitely
absolute
glad
disaster.
that Violet Teacher is not in Malagos.
So this is interesting because there's a lot of room for the Druid to play this Wrath awkwardly, because here's one of the things about Wrath in the matchup is nowadays I feel like you have to spread it very thin.
Yep.
It's often just correct to cycle because, Grandmother puts out a 3-2, but you can't afford wasting time doing it.
So this is an interesting turn. I don't think Wild Grove's correct here. If you Wrath this turn, you get to kill the huge toad. Next turn you can Wild Growth, and the turn after you can go Violet Teacher upon Power Wild.
Right, to get 3 minions on board with
the way if you Wild Growth now, you're curving your Violet Teacher, and the turn he can play Houndmaster on his huge toad. And it's
a 5/4, and then
very, very scary.
Sure. So he goes with the Wild Growth. So what this sets up basically is he's going to play very passively on turn 4.
If he draws Living Roots, it's very good, but I think killing that guy was absolutely just correct. What it does mean, though, is that alongside this Wrath this turn, he can actually hero power off the bubble.
That's a good card to find, though.
Yeah, I think you're not playing that yet, however.
No, but it's a very nice card for him to have. At the moment, you might just Wrath cycle, or Wrath kill, pop the bubble, and Moonfire right now if you don't want to get Vile Teacher value.
Moonfire, yeah.
I mean, this can't get buffed by Houndmaster.
Is that really greedy, though?
It's 2 damage. The difference between 3 2/2s.
You're only getting 2 2/2s here. 3 2/2s is a lot more than 2 2/2s.
Is it too many for Unleash?
I don't think so.
All right, so double 2-drop here for HC015
Yeah,
with the kindly grandmother and the huge toad, and he's got the high beam in the call.
yeah.
Just needs to fill in turn 5.
Pretty good.
Just needs to fill in turn 5. I guess the 3-2-2s would have mattered quite a chunk, quite a bit here, because you take 2 more damage,
Yep.
but
You'd be at
you
21
end
right
up
now.
getting an extra
You'd be at
body on
21
board.
one, but you'd have an extra guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure like the
extra
Moonfire
guy.
that turn was mandatory.
I would have held it. Unleash is definitely very good.
Actually, Unleash with the extra 2-2 on board would kill that teacher a lot more easily.
Yeah, but there'd still be another. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is great. It's
It's a good ping.
Hunter's going to be fairly even on board going into a high main turn, which is
What you want
is
to be
good.
doing.
Yeah, which is very, very good.
So add in an extra 1-1, an extra Unleash or an extra 2-2 on this board, and suddenly the Druid is actually ahead on board at this turn. Oh my
that's a
god.
good draw.
All right, so Arcane Giant is definitely going to be hitting this board.
Yeah, that's the play.
And is there going to be, I mean, is
That
there a
card
deadly
is
shot?
so bonkers.
Is there a deadly shot in
If you
HC015's
deadly
deck?
shot, deadly shot's not even good is the thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you let him just go Drake, Hero Power, play anything. Oh, hi. Hi, main.
So that would be pretty cool.
You got to be kidding. What did you do?
Ah,
Yeah. I'm not-
Fibonacci's just busy winning the game in style here. He's just like, I don't know if I should win or not. Okay, let's watch.
Do I win this game or do I know it? So Unleash number 2 clears off the Giant. There's quick shots. I mean, as long as
but it's really painful.
he had the deadly in the deck. Actually, it might actually
That's
be
actually
okay.
better.
Yeah,
That's
because
better.
you've got any minion with Call the
Yeah.
Wild buff killing the Giant, so you tank it.
Yeah,
but
and
it's fine.
I doubt he's gonna hero power trade the 8-2 for the other guy.
Do you ever?
Swipe.
Do you ever
This
hit
is
the
a-
1-1? This is such a clunky time. But like, do you ever hit the 1-1 and swipe it? Because Huffer has to trade, and then you sit up for Yogg.
Right, but just one card in your opponent's hand. Maybe
Yeah.
it's not called the Wild Kappa.
You just don't know. What a rough turn. What if you just hero power down the 1-1 instead? That way he has to trade a 3-2 body into it instead of leaving you with an extra thing to worry about.
Fibonacci with that draw is not in a good spot.
I mean, he's got the Yogg, so he's fine.
Oh.
I lied.
Kill command right behind us.
Noxious lied. Okay, so wait. He needs a Druid Drake number 2. He has it. It's there. It's in the deck. Moonfire's fine too. It'll help.
Moonfire definitely helps a lot.
You can kill 3 minions off this board with that extra Moonfire.
Yeah, big difference.
This is the difference between him taking an extra 4 to 5 damage.
Yeah. Also,
Yes.
you get some Moonfire that powers up the Yogg.
I think he should have hit like last turn on the 1-1 hero power.
Missed 8 damage.
No, with his hero power, you pop the 1-1 and you just go face for 8. That way the 3-2 trades and it's not on the board afterwards. And you never take it again.
If you know 100% of
It's
the
Call
time,
the Wild.
yeah.
Oh, man.
It's like,
Feels
yeah,
bad, dude.
we're casting this. We see the cards, but it's also like, playing this game, I'd be like, of course it's going to be Call of the Wild.
But
Why
okay,
wouldn't
so
it be?
what else could it have been in that spot? I mean, it can't be
Kill
quick
command?
shot.
It could have been kill command.
No, he would have done that. It's a deadly shot on that turn.
Tonight,
Oh, yeah.
a tale of
I feel like the range and what you're putting your opponent on is basically Call the Wild,
Yeah.
maybe like a clunky minion. Like,
Oh, that's so cool. That's the Abusive Sergeant off Barnes with the Leok looks like it just gave him
Just
a,
gave it
a
a
regular
buff.
Abuse Sergeant. Well,
okay, let's
Where
let's roll
hope
some
ends,
dice.
boys.
Oh, he's alive. He's alive, and he can attack. Everything's dead.
oh, and
That
a
is
heal.
That is insane. All the minions he targeted were dead. Okay.
4 health doesn't win him the game, though.
We don't know what else is going to be there. That's
Close Trap's really good.
Demon Fire's irrelevant. Gang Up's cute.
Dart Trap's good.
Okay, these are
Sacred Draw's useless, but
just a nightmare because you just have no clue what's going to happen.
yeah, this giant looks like it might just be lethal next turn.
Yeah, because I see him dart trapping every time. Oh, that's a
That's Rider. That's 2 damage.
pretty good card.
Yeah.
And the sequencing of it also allows him to not lose
And
the
the
shield and get explosive.
All right, so
He's like, okay, really?
They're both so low in health.
So is there a swipe? Left in the deck. Interface,
Nope.
not it.
That's just game.
That's just game over.
What?
He's done. You have to say well played, Fibonacci. Just say it. No.
What? What was that game?
Unbelievable.
That horse rider that could.
I mean, if he played in the other order and the Horse Rider shield got popped,
Yeah.
then he died to Explosive Trap,
Yeah.
and the game was not won
He,
at that stage. I mean,
Yes.
he didn't necessarily win. I
Yeah,
mean, he did
yeah.
save himself 5 health, but there was a slight chance
Yeah.
Fibo took it. However, that was sick.
He lost? Can you believe Hunter won that game?
I can't. I just can't believe it.
The giant and killing the high main. It was just like
The
this
perfect
is looking
swipe?
really good. This is looking really good for Druid.
So is there a world in which, imagine this, the giant does not swing into high main, but
Yeah.
instead you swipe the high main and just push 8. And you leave the 8-8 up, full health, and you still
Yeah.
force awkward trades. So,
But yeah, you could have just like not killed the high main for sure.
right, I just
Yeah.
wonder like how often this game goes differently. So I'll have to review this, but it's just amazing to see. Like,
Yeah.
that game was sick. So HC015 here up with a 2-1 lead over Fibonacci, who's going to be playing his handlock with this
Yeah.
time around one of the sickest hands he could want.
Well, many mountain giant, but
Many
many
executes.
yeah.
Many removals.
And that's a lot of damage coming in.
Yeah, I think at this stage we have to wonder.
We have to tap.
I mean,
You have to tap. You gotta play mountain giant next turn, right?
I don't know, man. Is it really worth it though? Like at this point with this board, I don't know my mountain does anything. Ever.
Bran contests.
I like Bran a lot.
I guess you go Bran into Doomsayer, tap.
Like, cause there's a world in which the warrior just goes, "I'm gonna tempo execute your guy," like
Yeah.
just goes crazy, and then
And
if
there's
that
a-
happens,
and there's
you're
a
happy.
world where your Bran just dies for free and you skip your next turn effectively.
If you don't skip it, you just play Doomsayer.
Yeah. Or you can tap out a 1/1.
Hellfire is really good on the draw here for Fibonacci, and that deck runs 2 of them, so
Never lucky.
it's not over. But I mean, it's not over, but it's over. Double draw, pick up something. I mean, you can't empty that hand with giant in.
I think you need the heal 7 here.
Do you even, or does he just push?
I think you tempo execute those, right? Your 2 executes.
I think you do, yeah. I like the tempo execute play. I mean, look at it's not a Reno lock, okay?
I think you're executing with the 2/2 and war axing phase too.
Yeah, max the damage output. Let's do it. Okay, man, you need Earthling. Wait, there's no 1-drop Hellfire. There's no 1-drop Shadow
He's
Flame.
not dead on Hellfire officially.
Oh, refreshment vendor.
12 health, is that good enough? There's 11 on board.
Yeah, he's alive. He's alive.
Call it
He
good.
lives.
Call it good.
He lives for now. Corkron Elite is lethal. Alex Ross Champion is enabled, so that's 4 draws that kill right now. Oh, there we go. That'll be it right there for
Yeah.
HC015. What a draw. This handlock having one of the best openers against one of the best openers. But
One
apparently
of
the
best
aggro list.
openers. You're double mountain giant. It got beat up.
I mean, I think it's a great opener for that deck because you're tapping for them.
Yeah.
And you try to faceless Shambler. The issue is if they outpace you.
The issue
You're
is
off.
when you're playing that deck and you have mountain giant on your deck.
You're
You're just kind of hoping, please don't do anything. Please don't do anything. And Dragon Warrior did stuff, and yeah, Fibonacci just kind of
frankly,
died.
you substitute that Shadow Flame for Hellfire, and I think the game just
Yeah.
stalls, and then the Giants
He's
come out,
still
and we're just
very low on
paralyzing
health.
everything. Right, but he's just
Yeah.
stabilizes at the right point.
Demon Wrath would have been insane. I don't
But
think
it's
that's
not
in deck.
Some people, I've been cutting 1 Hellfire for Demon Wrath in that list.
Yep.
I'm not sure I like it yet, but it's definitely been a game winner at times.
When the card reads kill 2 fairy dragons,
Yep.
the card's definitely very,
Or
very
kill all the
good.
totems. That's good
Yep.
enough too. So
Yep.
there's a lot of matchups where Demon Wrath. The issue is the moment you start putting in Demon Wrath,
The
you
issue
want to
in
play
that
Reno.
situation is like, even if you had that, right? 2 of your cards are completely dead. You can't play Mountain Giant on 4 anymore.
Yeah, you
It's just
coil
like-
something later on.
And
but
like
yeah.
he played the Bran. He could have played Doomsayer on 3. He could have played Bran, which he did, or he could have tapped. he lost the game in every case unless if he tapped, he had one more card which could have been Hellfire.
Yep, and that would have stabilized at the exact
Yeah.
perfect turn to then possibly
Yeah.
get something, possibly
Possible.
get something to stick, and then Faceless Shambler. So, that being said, that was the third match of the quarterfinals. We're going to be moving on to the last one very soon, where we'll see players that are mostly unknown playing off against each other. So the last bracket is actually the one with the most uncertainty. I lost the crowd favorite in the first round of 16, but the quarterfinals should be kind of interesting.
Yep. Who do we have left?
We have what's his name? Makancho was the name of the first player versus Mess, I think, which is not the same guy as Ness that won the Insomnia True Silver 56 that we saw last time. So it'll be pretty interesting to see what Mess brought. I don't know his decks at all. I'm assuming a lot of the cookie cutter, but if you want to find out, stay tuned. We'll be right back after the break.